Welcome to the FinderFlow.tv show, and welcome to this page. This is a very important page for 432 hertz. So what's the significance of 432 hertz? Well, I really appreciate you being here. I'm going to give you a quick description, a quick breakdown. So in music, we have frequencies. If you'll notice, I've got this guitar, and there are strings. Now, one point of contact is right here at the bridge, or at the neck, and then at the other end is the bridge, sorry. Right down here. So between here and here is the length of the string, and depending on the thickness of the gauge of this string, that's going to impact the frequency, the number of times that it waves back and forth. And of course there are other factors. How hard do I pluck it, right? If I pluck it too hard, I could throw off the pitch a little bit there, so we don't want to overplay it. We don't want to play too hard when we're playing. But this is an E. And now I'm going to play an A. Now A, this is A432. Okay, which is lower than the standard tuning of A440. Now you may not be able to hear that unless you're a trained musician. But when we put them together, here's what it sounds like. This is A440. This is the standard tuning for all the instruments in Western civilization, all the ones that are mass manufactured, mass produced, and around most of the world. It wasn't always that way, and we're not going to get too much into the history of it, but it's important to understand a few basic things about this and why this is so significant and why this is a big deal that you can be a part of anywhere in the world, anytime, and why it's going to be so powerful and awesome, and I'm really appreciating you being here. So, at 400, so there's a frequency known as the Schumann Resonance, and scientists figured out that the level of frequency, the vibration levels of planet Earth, happen around 8 hertz, which is slower than we can hear, slower than we really are aware of. But if you double it and you start to use math to get into the frequencies where it becomes auditory for us humans, right? We have certain frequencies that as things move through various frequencies, we have different senses that pick up on them. So we have certain frequencies that we perceive as sound. Our ears hear between, X frequency and this frequency. And then there are other frequencies that move into the light frequencies, which we interpret and decipher with our eyes. And then others frequencies that we experience with our either, maybe touch, right? It could be heat, could be physical touch, tongue, we taste things, scent, right? These are different frequencies. With sound, we can also feel it, right? Have you ever been near the bass speakers or heard somebody driving down the street with a big bassy sound system, and you can feel it, right? Because it's it's changing the air molecules. That's how the waves work through sound waves work through the air. And so what we're doing here is when we sing, we actually, the way our body works is we have these vocal cords, right? And when we hold a note, now I'm singing at the same pitch as this, and even if I'm humming, it still works. My diaphragm, the muscles here, push the air through the vocal cords, so I'm acting as an instrument if I'm singing or humming. And when that happens, depending on what pitch, what note I'm singing, that is literally changing the frequency, the number of times back and forth that my vocal cords vibrate. So I'm literally vibrating myself, my physical body, by singing, by humming along. So this is significant. We can actually start to tune our physical bodies, ourselves, with the same, in harmony with the same frequencies of Earth. That is a real thing that we can do, and I encourage you to do it every single day. And I want to make it as easy as possible. So the ringtones on this page and the songs on this page are all tuned to 432 hertz. So let's examine this. Regular tuning, this is 440 hertz, A. Let's hope you can hear it. You heard that? I heard that. Okay. Jeez Louise, I'm all over the place. Okay, that's 440 hertz, approximately. And here's 432 hertz. Do you hear that? That's less than a half step. If you're thinking maybe that sounds like Jaws. Sorry. really bad, but let's just... Man, now my ears are all messed up. Okay, friend. There we go. Let's just do it in E. That's a half step. Okay? But this is less than a half step. So this is a tuning. And what we're doing is, I want you to hear, if you can, what it sounds like when we're off by just that little bit. So let's say Earth and the universe are all in tune. The music of the spheres. And it's all vibrating right here. We could also sing up here if that's easier for a rain. Same note. Twice as fast. Twice as fast. Twice as fast. Fundamental. So this is our root note. Okay, our root frequency that we're going to be dealing with. And all the ringtones that you can download for free, if you sync them, if you sing along with them whenever they go off, set an alarm for it, just hum with it. Now you're tuning yourself to the natural resonance of the universe. Powerful. For free. Okay? And if you do it at the same times as all the rest of us friends around the world that are doing it, now we are all in sync. We're tuning to each other and we're tuning to the planet. So spread the word. Share this with as many people as you can. We're going to do it at certain times of the day. If you can't do all of them, that's okay. Just do the ones that you can and want to do. And we're going to start to naturally tune ourselves and lift our vibration. Isn't that cool? Yeah, so here is, again, 440. This is where most of our music is tuned. And listen to what happens if I play them together. How does that sound? Hopefully you can hear it. Not so good. That's, so maybe you can hear. Now what happens when we have notes that are out of tune like this, we get a phenomenon known as beats. And that's because if we imagine a wavelength, I'm going to try to do some on the, try to do some off the cuff drawing here. All right, so if we can imagine a frequency, this is horrible. This is really bad. This is a wavelength. 1.5 wavelengths. Okay. Gosh. This is the kind of stuff I could have prepared beforehand, right? But the reality is I just got to do it, so otherwise I never will. So this first one here is, let's say, 2 full cycles, right? The up, the down, the back up, the back down. So that's a complete wave, 2 wave cycles, right? And again, frequency is just how often does that happen within a certain frame of time. And when we're talking about music, we're talking about generally a tempo. What's the tempo? How many measures, right? We count time this way. And so what we're doing with this is we're just looking more at the frequency in regards to itself. And so here is what it would look like, maybe just the one frequency. Now this frequency is not perfectly in alignment. You'll notice that the ups and downs don't perfectly correlate. They kind of line up, but then there's parts where they don't. When that happens, we hear that it makes this sound, and there's a third kind of sound that happens. It's called a beat. You go bum 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 bum. You may or may not be able to hear it very well, but that is it's not a comfortable feeling. There's tension there, and we can use that in music. We do use that in music. But when we're living like that all the time, with that tension, can you imagine? You probably can, what that feels like. As we are literally that much out of tune with the universe, the natural laws of the universe, okay? And we can adjust it. We can adjust it, friends, and we can do that right now. So here's us with A440 music, and here's the universe. Wah, 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 wah. That. Wah, wah, that's the beats, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna gently start to come into alignment with the natural frequency of the universe. Here's us out of tune. How does that feel, friend? Doesn't that feel amazing? You can do that. So these ringtones, we're setting them to synchronize at some of the most common repeating numbers. So 1111 could be AM and or 1111 PM. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1234, right? 111, 222, 333, 444, 555. These times, if you set this alarm, those are times friends from all over the world are going to be doing this exercise. So we can tune and we can tune into that. We can imagine that we are harmonizing with our friends from all over the world and the universe and beyond, infinity and beyond. And we can do that, and it could be a practice that each of us could do. And we can literally get in tune with the universe. Please share this if this makes sense. If you have questions or comments, please feel free to send us a message, or I'll try to get a chat window down there below. That's it, friend. Thanks so much for tuning into this. Okay. All right. Share it. Get in tune with the universe. I appreciate your time. Keep tuning into this. I'm going to be adding more songs to help you enjoy the process more. Practice singing this and enjoying it and having fun. Share it. Thanks so much, friend. And until next time, my friend, be flowing.